Chat, I'm quite sick today. I've been fighting illness for a few days now. But that is okay
Yeah.
because I have
Everything is
some
like
very good friends with me today. Chat, you know my co-host, you know the co-host of the Borfin Boy Dogcast. It's
Borfin
Johnny
boyfriends.
Rose boyfriends.
hi, hello.
But chat,
Hi.
we also have the third honorary Borfin Boy today, our very special guest. Chat, everyone put your paws together. It's Smilkyshake.
Yeah, clappers.
Clap us, clap us, clap us. Woo!
It's the
Yeah!
Borfin boyfriend.
Borfin boyfriend.
Yeah, let's go. Woo!
That's our trio's name.
The
We go
Borfin
from Borfin
boyfriend.
boys to Borfin boyfriends.
Bun, that's you. You were the roommate. What do you mean?
I was about to say, Bun is also here.
Bun is also more than a roommate, of course. But...
Yes. Which actually, hold on. I need to find Bun's Discord reactive.
You didn't get Bun ready?
I'm lost.
You're lost to the void. It's fine.
Well, yes. Hello, lovely, lovely individuals here joining us today for episode 3 of Mini question mark? I don't know.
Of some number.
Some number.
We haven't done this in a while.
Well, yeah, but it's like riding a bike, right? Dad pushes you down the hill and wishes you the best. Good luck, child. And then
I
he
don't
leaves.
know.
Chad
I
Lucas,
don't know how you got
Bun.
taught to ride a bike, but that was not my experience.
That's how I learned how to swim.
Oh god. Nothing sets in swimming lessons like fight or flight response.
Unless
then
you're
you-
like my brother who sinks.
But
I
Chad,
also think.
if you've never been here for the Borfin Boy Dogcast before, this is basically a get to know you podcast. We know a lot of really cool people on the internet. The likes of Smilkyshake, the likes of Quiet Achievement, the likes of Ninja Starship. And we just wanted to do a little podcast where we come on and we just let them talk about themselves for, try to get, I guess not spread awareness, but just like kind of give people like an idea as to like the person we're interviewing. It's a get to know you podcast. We're gonna
Spread awareness. Why do
spread
I feel
awareness.
I feel like an illness. Like...
I
Chad,
will
you better
say
fucking
this.
watch out for Smilkyshake, dude. Whoa.
I will say this as you've listed off our 3 guests. I can't wait for us to hit 100 and you name them all in a row.
Oh, you've been keeping a list.
Yeah, well, I mean, we
Well,
only
it's
had 3,
short
so it's a very
list, right?
short list.
Well, yeah, but by
Now-
episode 100, I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be a short list.
True. But yeah, this is a get to know you podcast. We're gonna ask Smilky a few questions. We're gonna have a little banter, a few hee-hoos, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna chat for roughly 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how everyone's schedule is doing, depending on how much we get through. But yeah, that's kind of the summing it up for anyone who's new to this podcast. The
You mean
Dogcast.
Dogcast. Come on, buddy.
Look. I'm sorry. I already messed it up on my Blue Sky, my Skeet, and I'm already upset about it.
Why is it the Dogcast if there's only one dog?
This is true. Okay, so hold on. We'll
You know,
talk
I've
about
been
this as
asking
we-
Johnny that for years now.
years. This is maybe a 6-month project. We couldn't come up with a name.
How many years did it take to get to episode 3?
We couldn't come up with a proper name for a good period of time, and we
Okay.
still haven't nailed down an actual name.
I think the Dogcast is solid, but 2 Borfs, 1 Boy was pretty solid.
2 Boffs, 1 boy. Holy shit.
I will forever shoot that one down from the sky.
Yeah.
Fun was not a fan.
I believe you
No,
pitched another one. It was like the Furcast or whatever. It was another one. And-
I think it was the Borfcast, and
was
then
the
that turned into
Borfcast.
the Dogcast.
No,
Yeah.
I will say I think you pitched the Furcast.
I might
because
have.
And I was talking with a friend one day, and we were like, workshopping names of possible future. We looked up the Furcast. Would you believe that is a podcast already
Oh.
in the making by furries?
Yeah, absolutely. I was
Yeah.
literally about to say, like,
Which
you're going to attract a very
nothing
different
against
audience with that.
furries, but we did not
Well-
want to market to the wrong audience.
Well, exactly. You don't want furries coming in and be like, guys, when are you going to start talking about furry topics? And you're just like,
Shout out
Why
to the
would you
one
think
guy
this?
on my one YouTube VOD from like 2 years ago that was like, your model's cute, but why is it a furry? And I'm like, my brother in Christ, that's a fucking dog.
Oh yeah, I had
That's
to
an
that same thing as a comment on one
actual
of my
dog.
shorts. It just said this persona's cringe, and I was like, "What persona?" Like, I don't know.
Or one of my favorites is also on its heart. I think TikTok or VOD. Apparently I don't exist. They thought I was a plush or an add-on. They didn't think I was a real person talking. I'm just like okay. No,
I see
that's
the
fine.
Vash plush, and I'm like,
My
that's
my
my
guy.
friend.
That's a person.
So mean.
That's why I rebranded. So I'm a
Yes.
panda now.
Yes, yes.
Also want to be fuzzy instead of a man. So
Men can be fuzzy.
Men
this
can
is
be
true.
fuzzy.
This is true. But I also wanted to walk on all fours. My feet
Okay,
were
well.
getting very tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Tart, do you want to roll into this?
yeah. So, as we were kind of talking about, we know a lot of cool people on the internet. Smilky here is an artist, as we know, and also does the whole streaming VTubing thing that a few of us here are familiar with. And so, I guess the first question is, Smilky, what got you into streaming? Also, I realize I don't have any background tunes for this. Hold on. Feel free to start talking while I'm putting up some tunes.
Yeah, you're all good. So, why I go into streaming? I did originally do like 2 streams back in about, I want to say it was like 2016. I just got an art tablet and some friends on Twitter. So I was like very social on Twitter at the time. Like my Twitter account, I don't use it anymore. It's locked and I'm not logged in. But like if you see how
Same.
many posts I've got on there, it's nearly 1 million. And it's because yeah, it's because I have used that account since I was 16 to make
Holy
and talk
shit.
to online friends. Like we used to play Mario Kart tournaments together. Like when Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate came out on 3DS, we all played that. So yeah, I got my tablet and they were like, we like the art that you do. Could we watch you draw it? And I was like, well, the only way I know that you could do that is through Twitch, and that's a gaming website. And so I had a little look. I was like, can you stream art on Twitch? Like, are you allowed to do that? And I found like that there was an art category. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll stream art then. And I did 2 streams where I drew like an Octoling from Splatoon, and I was like, nah, it's not for me. Didn't enjoy that. Didn't have a good time.
And here we
Won't
are
be doing that again. Yeah, and then here we are. So
Here we are.
in the middle of 2020 2021, I don't know what prompted me to try streaming again. I was just like, I'm bored and I have an iPad now. Maybe I'll try streaming Procreate just to see if anyone like wants to watch. So I started streaming from my iPad with Procreate, and the only people in chat were Rollo and one of my friends. But that was all I needed, and I had a nice time.
Yeah.
And again, I did like 2 streams, and I said, nah, this isn't really for me. I don't really want to. Nah, this isn't very fun.
And here we
Um,
are.
Yeah, and then later, a couple months after in October, your boy got mental illness, and I was like, just lost my job. I wonder what I could do for fun. And I was like, oh, that streaming thing was all right. Maybe if I do it again, maybe I'll like it now. And luckily, I liked it, and I had a good time, and here I am. So that's my story. I got mentally ill and streamed.
Isn't
That
that how
is-
it usually goes?
I think so. Yeah.
About to say.
Especially
Yeah.
for VTuber.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, when I started, I didn't ever watch Twitch. I definitely think that if you are going to stream, it's probably a good idea to like try watching it first and see what it's like. But I had no, I didn't know what bits were. I didn't understand the concept of channel points, raids, lurking, commands. I didn't have a clue. And
It's kind of
like
weird.
I feel.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on.
I was just gonna say it's kind of weird thinking about a time where bits didn't exist because they're so like integrated into Twitch culture.
Well,
like-
yeah, I've never been on a Twitch without bits.
Yeah.
Like the only time I ever used Twitch was when like E3 was on, and like Nintendo and stuff would do like streams of like directs and stuff like that. So I never used Twitch outside of that. I always thought, nah, Twitch is like a sweaty gamer website where people like say slurs and like. I mean,
it
yeah.
kind of is.
Depends on the
but-
day.
Yeah,
So
it depends. Yeah.
So I will say this about bits. I love bits. At the time though, when they were introduced and announced, there was heavy kickback. I will say that.
Oh yeah,
from
I remember
a
when
lot of people.
like I remember the day when they went live. That was the day that Ray and Tina did Resident Evil 5, and like the first half of that stream was all just discussion about bits. Like,
Oh my god.
I think for a long time that was one of Ray's like most disliked VODs on YouTube because
Oh really?
it was such like a heavy because it was so like I don't know if political is the word to use, but like
Divisive?
I guess
Maybe.
but
Or was it just like everyone hated them? Was there not like a side? Was it just like?
some hated
It's
them, some
hard
liked
to
them,
say.
but I just remember like the conversation about it, like it would drop off for a couple minutes and then go back onto things about bits. And
I
like
see.
it was
I
still
see.
like a good stream, but I was just like
Mm.
Yeah.
I
But, I
just
mean-
that stream in particular stays in my memory.
Here we are now looking at it. It's like it's such a not a vital point, but it's such a heavy point for Twitch in terms of supporting people, helping people out. If you can't actually gift a sub or anything, or donate real money to someone's PayPal, of course, because that was also like a pushback where it's like, why not instead of just giving 500 bits, just gift the streamer $5? And
Right.
say some people aren't comfortable sharing their PayPal information on the internet.
Well, yeah, from a business standpoint, keeping like people on one site or in one app is definitely like in their best interest. Like they don't want you to not be on Twitch. So like, I don't know. Twitch isn't ever gonna be like, wow, your favorite streamer's on. Why don't you go to their coffee? Like,
Yeah.
Twitch is not gonna give coffee that free promo.
No,
It's not gonna happen.
Unfortunately.
And as a little Twitch chat, okay, as Nate is saying, look at what Twitch was for a good period of time.
Yeah.
Not expanding on anything, introducing new ideas, and then 4 or 5 months later, who's to say? And then they would just take it away. It's like, yeah, it actually didn't work for whatever reason.
Yeah, because even though well, it's still like 3 years since I started streaming now, but like in like that short time, there's already been so many things that have come in and gone, like moments, RIP moments.
Oh,
I was
God.
about
Stream streaks, I think they're getting phased out. It's like I've never had like stream streaks, and last I saw they weren't implementing it in channels anymore. Yeah, just so many things that they just try out.
Yeah, I heard
Which,
that VTubing's getting
is-
phased out.
Yeah, I know, fucking sucks. Don't know what. I might have to start an OnlyFans. I don't know what I'm gonna
Yo!
just kill the platform entirely.
do.
at that point.
No.
Yeah, I
OnlyFans
don't know,
for
it's just-
VTubers.
Oh yeah, I mean Fansly's pretty much that. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know, but like in the VTubing space, there's a lot of like people that tag themselves LootTubers,
Yes.
and you're not really
I know
allowed
a
to talk
few.
about Fansly, and so they just call it Blue Twitch.
Blue Twitch, yeah.
And everyone just knows. Yeah, everyone knows what we're talking about. Which
That
I
is
only found
very
out about
clever.
like last month.
Now,
Oh my god.
Smilky, when did you start VTubing? How long was that after you
Oh.
started like streaming fully?
So once I started like properly streaming, because I didn't know PNG tubers were a thing. I thought it was either a face cam or nothing. So what I did something very smart. I had my iPad on the screen, and I also had just my profile picture in the corner of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Which was very necessary. It added a lot to my stream, I think. And it was just this little guy with pink
little
hair
guy.
and brown, just a little guy and brown dog ears. And it was just my picture on Twitter, and I thought it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out PNG tubers were a thing because I found out about Discord reactives.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a little guy. So I've been doing it from the start, essentially, in terms of like PNG tubing. And I pretty much did that for like a year, and people would always say like, "Oh, you ever gonna like use a VTuber or like change to VTuber?" And I was like, I don't really want to do that because I just don't want my face tracked, and I don't want to have to think about what I'm doing. And I just made I debuted like a new PNG tuber, and within a month I was like, well, scrap that. I'm gonna make a new model. I'm gonna make a VTuber because
Go all
I don't,
in.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I just looked at Live 2D and I was like, I can do that, and I couldn't. I mean, I did, thankfully, but it's really fucking hard, y'all. Like,
I hear
that's
that's what I
not
keep
some-
hearing about like rigging like with live 2D.
Yeah.
Like live 2D is really hard to learn.
Yeah, it is really hard if you don't have like any background in animation, which I didn't. So I bounced off of it, and then when I came back to it, I'd been like making animated emotes since. Like my first ever animated emote was those little blanket emotes where like the characters like jumping up and down in like a blanket. Yeah, I made one of those. And I was really proud. I was like, "Oh my god, I've animated something! Like this is fucking wild." And then yeah, like a year later, I gave Live 2D another go, and I understood the concepts of like keyframes and stuff like that. And it's really thing with Live 2D is it's a very tedious process. It's less hard and more just time consuming and knowing, because one thing as well is that the program isn't developed in English, it's developed in Japanese and then translated into English, and
I didn't know that.
it's not translated the best. There's lots of things that just don't particularly make sense. So so when you get like an error and it's like, oh, this won't work because of this, and you're just like, how do I even like read this? Like I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. But yeah, I've pretty much been doing VTubing from the start. I didn't really understand that it was just a completely separate thing as opposed to like using a face cam. But I'm glad I found it.
Yeah.
I've never like expressed myself with my art in a way that I have with VTubing before. Because like I get to like pilot a little suit, and the suit is just my art. But no, it's really neat. It's really fun.
Now, did your model, slash art, was the idea for that made before you started streaming and you just kind of converted it, or did you make it after you started streaming?
Yeah,
The design,
after.
I guess
It's
I
something
should
that
say.
kind of happened. Yeah. So that it all came like while streaming. So the only thing I had was before I started streaming was this character that I used to draw a lot, and the only character trait they had was a shaved like eyebrow slit and short back and sides hair like that. I drew that character all the time. so they were just what I used as like my little avatar Discord reactive guy. So I was like, well, that's who I'm always drawing. I guess I'll just draw them. And then when I started adding like accessories to my model, I added one called Baby Bear, which was just a little bear that sat on my shoulder. And people started calling the bear Smilky Bear.
Smilky Bear.
So then Smilky Bear became the emotes. And then
And now we have Smoky Dog, Smoky
was-
Seal.
yeah, well that's how it came. So like if I just bring up not Bicky.
Chat,
if I
prepare for
bring up
magic.
Scotch.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Whoa, magic. Whoa!
A
So
true
we did a charity
Borfin boy,
stream.
dare I say.
I'm a Borfin boy, right? I'm in
Beautiful,
my Borfin
beautiful.
fit. We did a charity stream for guide dogs in like July 2023.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I made we made a little dog that looked like Smilky Bear just to use as like rewards for people that donate.
Now, may I ask a question? And this is sort of a challenge for my good co-host here. Tart, the dog has a name. What's the dog's name?
You know, I was just thinking that. Hold on. Like,
What's up?
I am aware of this because I
Oh,
believe I
my
was there
dog
when
is
you
up here now.
debuted
Hey,
this
buddy.
Little doggo.
Come on, what's this guy's name?
What's the guy's name?
Oh,
What's his name? He's
God.
wiggling his tail just for you.
I know. I feel so bad because, like, I definitely used to know it.
Buddy, do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
I believe it's butterscotch.
It is Butterscotch. He's a little
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch guy.
You're
Yeah.
so right. I was
Um,
like, it's a fucking candy. What is it, you dumb idiot? I kept wanting to say caramel. I was like, that's not it.
oh, that'd be cute as well, though.
Yes.
Yeah, while we were drawing him, someone in chat was just sort of like going back and forth with me, and I remember just having this moment where I was like, oh, what if these guys were familiars and they could change my outfit? This person in chat in all caps just put write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
I will say this for those who haven't seen Smilky streams. You have one of my favorite transformations to change outfits. I don't know if
Yes.
you're doing it. It
the
is
Sailor Moon.
the Sailor Moon transformation. I remember
It's
seeing
so
TikTok
good.
of that, and it made my heart feel so warm inside. And I was like,
Oh, I'm glad. I
love
wish
it.
I had it set up for this model, but I've been wanting to do something different with it, and I've not rigged it yet.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't have access to that with this model, but soon,
Soon,
hopefully,
TM.
soon TM, hopefully, I'd like that because I miss it.
It is such a nice transformation.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Johnny,
So
do you
I will
wanna-
say, I was gonna ask because you talked about this earlier about doing little blanky emotes, of
Mhm.
course. And
Oh yeah.
I believe myself and Tart here have your screwing little guy as emotes
Yes.
as well. Is there any emotes that like stick out or art pieces that stick out to you that you're really proud of outside of your model?
Oh, it's a good question. I need to have a look at my emotes.
We have a number of
Um,
smoky emotes here on this channel. Like
Oh
Tart-
yeah, the
like
ones
Tart
that I did
Point.
for Tart. Those I remember you were telling me you had a debut, and what was it, like a week out?
it was
You were like,
it was
like-
something. Like I hit you up like, how
You're like, "I
fast could you
Smokey."
make me some emo?
yeah. I was like, oh.
You know, that's
I
the
can
best
try.
thing to do with artists. Commission them,
Yeah,
give them a week to do things.
absolutely.
And
Well,
then some of
luckily
them you
Tart
gave me
wanted.
them the day of.
Oh yeah, like while live, you were streaming. You were like, oh y'all, we just got another Smilky emote hot off the press.
I remember that because that was your subathon kind of, and you're
Uh-huh.
just like you're doing a
That
bunch of
was
stuff.
super fun, yeah.
And it was like, you started the stream, it was like, guys, you got a couple emotes ready, but we don't have all of them yet. And I'm like, oh no, buddy. Because I was unaware of what was happening behind the scenes, but finding out now, that is actually pretty funny.
That's very funny.
Yep. It all just starts coming together. It all makes sense.
Smokey was a Fucking champion.
Oh, it was a really fun debut. I enjoyed hanging out for that. Your new tart
The
is
new
just
guy.
so fucking
The new
cute.
funny guy, funny dog.
Yeah, it's the back legs that get me when you wiggle around and the back legs are wiggling. It's so cute.
He enjoys sitting.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm a
he
city
does
guy.
enjoy sitting. But yeah, there's nothing that sticks out as much as my model, kinda, just because it's. I don't know. I think my favorite animated emote is this one. I'll put it in Tart's chat.
Oh, Smokey Yippee.
Just little bouncy guy. 'Cause yeah, one thing that Twitch did for me is it made me realize that people that do things like animation and that, you know, they don't do it with magic. They just wake up and they're like, I want to do that, and then do it. like because, you know, I think everyone gets that mindset with art where you think, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't do it, when in reality, like, why can't you do it? Like, they're just using their arm and moving it. Like, you just gotta do it. And Twitch kind of made me realize that, you know, I guess I can animate if I just try and do it.
So that does prompt a question. You of course talked about streaming for the first time, drawing it. How long were you drawing before, like, you even did anything on the internet? Like, was this like baby Smilky, like young adolescent Smilky that was drawing, or was this like something you okay.
Yeah, art's something that I've always just liked doing since being a kid. One of my favorite pastimes with like my friends as a kid was we'd go to a supermarket with my parents, and we'd get loads like office supplies. Like we'd get like binders and like little sheets of paper and pencils and hole punches, and we'd go home and we'd like go to my bedroom and we'd just sort of lay on the floor and just draw and put things in folders, which is so normal.
Was there a thing you really like to draw more than anything else?
Oh yeah, I loved recreating Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I'd just go through my Pokemon cards.
Pokemon
And I'd be like,
Mondays.
Yeah. Well, that's ironic, right? That I still do that.
I know.
so I'd just like look and I'd be like, oh, this Pokemon card looks cute. I want to draw that card. And I'd just do that with friends. And drawing wasn't something that I ever considered sort of doing like for money or like as work. It was something that I was like, you know, I don't really want to get better, I just have fun doing it. And then I got Colors 3D on my 3DS.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a Colors 3D.
I haven't thought about that in a good time.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I started drawing on that because I was like, you know, I like doing art, and if I could do it on my 3DS, which I was very normal about my 3DS, that could be fun. So I drew some little things. I drew Shovel Knight, and I drew Yanni from Unravel, and I drew Amaterasu from Okami.
Ooh.
And yeah, I shared them on Twitter, and you know, people were like, "Oh, this is really cute," and I was like, "Thank you." I did it on my 3DS.
Did you ever do what was it, Pokemon Art Academy?
I did get
3DS?
Pokemon Art Academy. Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
That was so good. The Art Academy ones were neat because they didn't work like drawing programs. They worked like they were trying to replicate using like pencils on paper and stuff. Like, they didn't have layers and like selection tools and stuff like that. So I think that's what was really neat about Art Academy is you could do some really good stuff in it, and it was just like really basic programs to not overwhelm people. So that was really cool.
Now, I will ask this of our other guest, but do you have any art-related questions for our friend Smokey here?
Yes, the two artists here in the call as we speak.
Not currently, but maybe I'll think of some in a little bit.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Bun is currently in Spain without the A.
Yeah.
Everyone's sick. Everyone's ill. It's
Yeah.
called Sick Edition for a reason.
I'm just
somehow-
waiting for Bun to get whatever I have. It's just a matter of time.
I have
Yeah.
somehow dodged and dipped and weaved around all this for now, at least, and I'm not excited for whatever's gonna hit me because I know it is.
Oh,
It's
something's gonna
coming.
get you. Yeah, it's gonna get you.
I'm gonna be out of commission for a while. I just know that for certain.
I know
Yeah,
exactly when I got my illness. I know exactly where, when it was at Collision on Saturday, this past Saturday, Johnny.
Bro was macking with some dude behind a Denny's.
Well, I won't get too caught up on this, but I got there and then realized that I didn't have a mask, and I was like, this is where it happens. This is where I get sick. And sure enough, I did.
Sure did.
Tart, you want to put the wheels back on this and
And
Yeah. So kind of jumping back on the art topic a little bit. Is there anything kind of stirring the brain juices at the moment? Any like potential piece that you want to work on or are working on that you're like, oh yeah, I feel good about this one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm doing more stuff with my model because a lot of the stuff that I wanted to have ready for it on debut in August wasn't ready, and I was like, you know what? Let's just get the model out. Let's just do it, and everything else can come later.
God,
So I am planning.
August?
Yeah, August. I debuted
Oh my
it in August.
god, I keep forgetting how like fast the back half of the year went.
It sure did. Yep. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to add to it for my birthday in March. Stuff like
When's
some
your
more.
birthday for the fans at home so they know when to
Oh.
buy you things?
It's March 15th is my birthday.
Chat, you hear that?
oh, the middle point.
Mm, the middle boy.
Chat, everyone, right now say March 15th.
Get it in your calendars. Write it down.
What are we, Dora the Explorer here? You know what? You know, I like doing this. I'll throw this to Tart. Tart, what day is March 15th?
oh shit.
That's a good question.
What, like, what
if
day
I
is it?
were
Look
to
it up.
take a guess,
day of
I
the
would
week.
say, I don't know, maybe a Saturday.
That is
What,
a
like-
Saturday, buddy.
This year specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, it's different every year, Johnny. I don't.
No, I know. It's actually the correct question was, it's the 15th.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
No. Yeah, chat, put in your calendars, March 15th, Saturday. Make
Mhm.
it happen.
Probably a 12-hour stream, maybe, potentially,
Let's go.
possibly. Woohoo! But yeah, other than that, I'm sort of trying to just coast this year. I don't want I don't want to do a project. I don't want to like have a thing that's good because I announced the debut for this model in April last year, and I had nothing ready. I had like a sketch down for the new model.
Mhm.
So I did everything within 4 months, which was giving myself a lot of time,
Mhm.
but also it meant that I was thinking about and prepping for a debut for a third of the year. And alongside that, I also did the Pride Raid train thing.
Yeah, you
that
did.
you were on.
I was wanting to
So,
talk
like-
about that a little bit.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
were
can.
both
we
part of
can.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had
And
one
I-
of the worst experiences of my life.
But not a unique one, so you definitely shouldn't feel too bad because it was a pretty common thing. Surprisingly.
Yeah, once I found out that other people were having that issue, I definitely felt better, but I felt
Mm.
so bad at that
Yeah.
time, sleeping
I
through
can-
my initial shift just because
I could understand why,
It's
but
okay,
like
buddy.
yeah,
It's
for
okay.
sure. Like when I plan stuff like that, when I plan like events and stuff, I really don't want people to worry about committing because I know what I'm like. Like, I'll say that I'm super into something and it'll come to the day and I'll have that. I don't know if y'all get it, but when something is scheduled, like even if it's something that you love and something you want to do, but just knowing that you kind of like have to do it, your brain's just like, I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, no.
So I get that, and I said to people, I was like, if it comes to your slot and you just don't want to do it, like just say, because like worst case scenario is the train gets derailed and the next person goes live like normal, like that's it. It's like it's not a big deal. Like who's gonna die? Like, you know what I mean?
It's something
Me,
about
the
like
streamer.
Yeah.
yeah, it's something about like you trick yourself into like making it seem like almost like a chore in a way.
Yeah, for sure. For
Like,
sure.
Like honestly, and this is no offense to anyone here, today, like I was sitting there and I was like, I have to stream today. I love streaming, but fuck, I have to stream today.
Yeah.
It is such that internal battle of I really want to do this, but the moment you sit down or like you're thinking about doing it, that thought of like, do I really like actively want to go live? And it's nothing against the people at home watching, of course. Obviously, it's just that it's that internal battle that will always kind of exist, even if you're like the smallest streamer or the biggest streamer.
Yeah.
Like,
The
do I really want to do
neurodivergency.
this?
Yeah,
exactly.
it'll happen. You don't.
I don't even stream, but it's like just working on like commissions.
You have to like
yeah.
hype yourself up half the time.
You for sure
Yeah.
get that with commissions as well. Like it's that feeling of like, I wish I had a commission to work on. Then you get one, and you're like, fuck, I've got a commission to work on.
Yeah.
Like,
Even though
who's-
it
Send me
can be a
this
commission. Right. Even though it could be a commission I'm like super excited for. I start doing it
Yeah.
and I'm like, drawing.
Just doing something where you feel like you've got to do it just makes you want to do anything but that.
But that.
It's just one of the. It's just how brains work sometimes. So yeah, I like to be realistic and just aware that people are people, and sometimes people just don't want to do shit, and it's literally just a raid train. Like I get that it's fun and like you want to do it, but things happen. It's not a big deal. I keep the slots to, what was it, 2 hours for the raid train?
They were
Only
2 hours, yes.
Yeah, which is enough time where like if someone's like, oh, I can't do it, odds are the person that's next, they might already be live, or maybe they could go live like an hour early, and then so like I know, one of the things we got with, because I did it for this raid train, I did a feedback form, and a couple of people said 2 hours feels a bit too short. 3 or 4 would be better, and I was like, I can see that, but keeping it short does help it. Like we didn't have the train drop once, despite having lots of moments where people like got the time wrong or just like couldn't make it. Like it stayed like going, which is neat, because the shorter slots, the 2 hour slots, made that easier to sort of manage and deal with things that come up.
Because I believe the person I rated into, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong and they're gonna yell at me. Beansprig, Charlie, shout out to Charlie. That was first time meeting Charlie, and they were on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast. And I'm just like, there's a good chance if you keep it to 2 hours, you can pack in like a lot of people, which is a good thing. Instead of like, oh, we're doing 3 to 4 hours, like that. At that point, you're kind of cutting off more people. So it's like
There was a lot of people on that train too.
Oh yeah, there was. I think the final total was like 108 or something.
Yeah,
because it ended up going for a week. Yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, I like getting as many people in as possible because like it's a fun pride thing. Like get all the gays on board. Like
yeah,
I don't want to leave any, and I you probably know from like the like application form thing. Like I don't ask people what part of pride they are because it's kind of irrelevant. Like even if people signed up because they're allies, like that's none of my business. If people want to like support pride, then it's like going to a pride rally. Like you can show up to it no matter what you're doing there. Like
you can support just to support.
Exactly.
I guess that begs the question: what part of the LGBT plus community is what part of the train?
You got to separate them by cabinets. Oh my god!
I don't know. We should be doing.
I don't know if we should be doing
Why
that
not?
either.
Why not?
I don't know.
We'll put all the
Exactly.
gays in one train. We'll put all the
What could go
lesbians-
wrong? What could
It
go wrong?
sounds-
Separating people by sexual orientation. You know
Right.
what?
Nothing
What could go wrong? It's
History
fine.
hasn't taught
We'll
us
just
separation
we'll
is
just-
bad.
we'll follow the acronym. We'll have lesbians, gay people, bi people. Yeah, we'll just follow the alphabet and the plus. Everyone else just gets pushed into that carriage.
Now,
The plus is obviously the caboose then, the most
Well,
important
yeah.
part, because that's
Absolutely.
everybody else, and that's
Absolutely.
who also helps
the
train
caboose is the
going.
best part of the train.
It sure
just
is.
listen to it, caboose.
Caboose.
Now, do you plan, or is the idea at least brewing of doing another raid train either this year for Pride Month or sometime in the future? It doesn't necessarily need to be during Pride Month.
Yeah, I definitely want to do another, and I probably am gonna do another Pride one, just because.
You heard it here first, chat.
Hot
Hot off the presses.
An exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably do that again. I don't know if it'll be a week-long event with 108 people, but
That's
I would like to do something.
I hope we can participate, and if we do, have our times be back-to-back, myself and Tart. Not because of the Borfin boys, but just in case I forget or he forget, we'll be that group reminder to each other.
We can tag each other in.
I'd love to have you both on if you wanted to be on, but
Yeah,
like
of course.
that. I mean, if you wanted to be next to each other, you could be, but you know, everyone that knows Johnny knows Tart. Everyone that knows Tart knows Johnny. You know,
Yeah.
like you want to meet some new friends.
Exactly, because again, that's where going back to this, because I believe Tart, you rated into, was it glasses? If I remember
It was not
correctly?
glasses.
Was it not glasses?
It was not glasses. It was somebody within the carrot patch. So I could go back and look.
Was it
but
Was it Matto?
It was Matto originally,
Oh,
and then
God knows who
and
it
then I
changed,
ended
I
up
have no
taking
idea.
another spot. I can look.
But yeah, like,
but
I
I was
appreciate
originally
rating the
supposed to
people
rate
that
him the
I had never
Matto,
met
and
before.
then yeah.
When making the schedule, I always try to I'll make a schedule, and if I see like two people close together that I know already know each other, I'll be like, I'll try and move them around. Obviously, sometimes it can't be done because I get everyone's availability, but you know, if it can be, I'd like to try and do that.
In being the silly goose that I am, I try to be a people pleaser and be like, yeah, that time works. Because I will say, my original time was 11 p.m. EST. I was a very late night homie, but I was like, that's fine. I don't have to work the next day. I cleared that day because I was like, I want to make it work. And it did.
Listen, don't do that shit.
No. It was that thing where it's just like, you're like, hey,
No!
you did say any, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh my god, Johnny, there were so many people that like changed to complete there were, because we did the thing where like we in the applications I was like, you know, what days and times can you do?
It was Ellsby.
And then
That's
there
who
was
I rated it into.
it was
Ellsby.
Ellsby. Oh, they're lovely.
Mhm.
And yeah, there was like a follow-up of, hi, just saying that you applied for these times, is that still accurate? There were so many people that were just like, everything has changed. Like, I was like, okay, well that's
My life
fine.
has
This
gone
is-
completely inside out.
Literally.
I know I
literally.
put in for any time, but everything has changed. I can only do Tuesday at 7.
Yeah.
Can you fit me? No. It's like the example, because at that point I was like,
Well,
anytime.
you say
works
as an
for me.
example, but there were people that did that, Johnny, and I'm
Oh, really?
like, yeah, and I made it. Listen, if I just made it work, you know,
Made it work.
did some
Just-
schedule magic.
If
They just walk up to you like, hey, Smilky, my life has completely changed. My house got hit by an airplane while I was streaming, so I only have
Yep.
this one day when I'm in a shelter, and you're like, oh my god.
Yep. Oh my god, well, can you still do Wednesday? Like, yeah.
Would
Yeah, it
you
was-
be mad if
yeah.
for the next raid train, when Johnny and I
Yeah.
get to our slots, if I stream on Johnny's channel and Johnny streams on my channel, so like the channels are the same, but it's my stream on Johnny's.
No,
That
buddy.
would be disgusting. If you do that, I would call the police.
So, for those unaware, I visited Tart last year. We were doing Lethal with Ninja. Shout out to Ninja. We kept switching off every time we would start like new runs or whatever. And apparently, we sounded so. I was doing an impression of Tart at the beginning, I will say, and then I just stopped doing it, and people got more confused because I was not doing the impression. I was like, I don't hear it now.
Oh my god, that's so good.
And Ninja was in on it too. Like
Yeah, that's
Ninja
fine.
knew. That was so much fun. That
Oh,
was so
Ninja loves to keep a bit going.
fun. Oh yeah,
Ninja loves that.
Ninja's a treat.
Yeah,
We
I love Ninja.
Ninja.
We do love Ninja. I remember when you were doing podcast with Ninja, and I was listening, and I heard the name Smilky, and I was like, "Hi," and everyone was like, "Oh, there's Smilky."
Points.
How
Everyone
did-
points in the
How did
chat.
everyone know I was here?
Like, God.
Now, I will say, since we can pivot a bit to this. I mean, you do stream a bit of video games, a little bit.
Mm.
Did you have any favorite games of 2024? Like something you enjoyed the most?
Oh yeah, with streaming, it's not a game that came out in 2024, but Elden Ring.
I was about to say
I
you just finished up Elden Ring, didn't you?
Yeah. You just
Congrats
finished
on
that. I started it. Thank you. I started it in like March last year
Yeah.
and ended up with 119 hours. I wasn't expecting to enjoy streaming that as much as I did, because I did actually stream that game once or twice before. I streamed it on release day, and I was like, "This is fun." But after like 2 streams, I was like, "Nah, I've had enough of streaming that now." And then I did the same thing again a couple months later. So when I tried to stream it last year, I don't know, something clicked, and I just like super got into it. Other than that, another game I really enjoyed streaming was Resident Evil 1 HD. I don't play horror games. I hate horror. It makes me anxious, and I don't like
me
knowing
too.
that I hate knowing that something's trying to scare me. Like, doesn't matter how small it is, like even something like Luigi's Mansion. Like, if I know something is like trying to be creepy, like even if I don't find it scary, I'm just like, this thing is trying to make me not feel like safe, and I don't like that.
To be fair, with Luigi's Mansion, there's like dead kids and such in a
There
new
is.
game.
It's
Yeah.
fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up super loving it. I really enjoyed Resi 1, and actually I found that like from playing that, I ended up like with less overall anxiety. Like, maybe it's exposure therapy, I don't know. But I'm playing through Resi 2 now, and I'm having a great time with that.
Did you like the
I found a-
spiders in Resi 1? The big spiders?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were great.
That's my favorite part.
Thankfully, I'm not arachnophobic, so they
Oh, I
didn't
am.
bother me too much. But
Pretty
holy shit, they are
Arachnophobic.
big. They're so big.
I
They're so
remember
big.
playing Resi 1 remake when I was in college. Brand new to the
Mm.
series, had never like seen anything of Resi 1, and getting to that room where the spider crawls down above the door and
Oh yeah.
turning the game off immediately, nearly shitting myself.
Mm?
That scared the
I don't blame
hell
you.
out of me.
It made me jump just because of just how big they were.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know. It was almost like a silent jump scare. Like nothing
Yeah.
jumped out, but something like visually jumped out.
Yeah.
Your natural instincts, your fight or flight was triggered, and you're like,
Exactly.
Um,
But yeah, I did shift last year. Well, I'd say like second half of last year, ever since like debuting the 2.0. I'd say that like most of my streams are game streams now instead of art streams. Like I do still stream art, and I do want to start streaming it more again, but I just sort of started really vibing with turning my brain off and just being stupid with a game.
just existing.
Yeah, and I think like because one piece of advice I always used to like see going around was like, stick to one thing. You know, it was like do one thing. You know, variety is the death of a channel, and I was like, well, that's fine because I'm not trying to have an alive channel. Like I'm just streaming because I've lost my job and have nothing to do. So
I was about to say, I understand streaming one thing, but man, variety is just to me so much more fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like chat. We're gonna
Also,
do this, then this, and then this today because I want to.
Like
Yeah,
here-
even
like
the
that
game
is
that I
so
love-
such like that's like the most like unhelpful like streaming tip. Like don't do variety. Stick to one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
Like what if that one thing doesn't do well then? Or what if you get tired of that one thing, you know? Then you're fucked.
Yeah. And a lot of the time when you just do one thing, you know, the people that only want to watch that one thing show up, which obviously if you only want to do one thing is fine. But if you're someone that enjoys lots of things, odds are you probably want people to not really give a shit about what you're doing and just kind of want to be there because you're live, you know? Which is kind of how I like to watch streams. And I've always... So the advice that I've tried to follow when streaming is always... If I would be okay with watching it, then there's got to be at least someone else out there that's okay with it. That's why I never get stressed out with like tech issues and stuff, because if someone else is having issues, I like it's just like irrelevant. Like I don't care. Like like just fix it and I'll carry on listening. So you know, obviously some people will drop off because not everyone's in your community or invested, but for the most part, most people just don't. They're just not bothered. Like it's just not a big deal.
I would also like to point out that saying diversity kills anywhere is absolutely untrue. Diversity is how businesses thrive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This stream is
For sure.
this streaming is woke. You're telling me you're
This-
streaming more than one thing? It's woke.
Please no, your boober is coming out.
Damn right you got. I got gay stream. What of it?
Hey,
Fine.
you got that gay streamer in you?
Yeah.
Pointing at the
Damn, wish
cock.
I had a gay streamer in
Chat,
me.
don't make me tap the
Oh, we
cock
have the
road
cock?
sign.
Oh my god. Oh shit, it's visible. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Hello everyone. Welcome to
Yeah.
Cock Road.
Welcome to cock
May I
road.
take your order? Jesus.
Listen, we stand Cock Road here, right?
Mhm.
It's-
We do.
Mhm.
We
It's
do.
it's a GeoGuessr original.
Yep.
Now, Smilky, touching on the... Just because we got a little off topic, touching on the video game stuff again. I do have a curious question,
Yeah.
a really quick one. Who was your favorite Elden Ring boss? Because I'm a huge Elden Ring
Oh,
stan,
my favorite
so I'm
Elden Ring
curious.
boss. See, I want to say Millennia, but that's
That's
a
good one.
boring answer because, like, Millennia is just a good fight, you know? Like,
Mhm.
of course you liked Millennia. Who did I really like? I'm trying to think of who was just as memorable as Millennia. What are your favorites, Tart? Let me get some inspo.
Millennia, like
do
you
you like?
said,
Chat, this is where we sit out the.
my next favorite one, the one that really stuck with me a lot, was Radon, and having like
Radahn's
the
fight
huge
was really fun.
field
Yeah.
where you can summon all like your NPC
Mm.
allies. It's kind of a gimmick fight, but I really like that.
Yeah, I was a little bit sweaty with Elden Ring, Tart. I don't know if you know, but I didn't. Now listen, when I say I didn't do this stuff, I think this stuff is fine, and I encourage people to use all the tools the game offers.
Mhm.
But I didn't summon anyone, and I didn't use any of the ashes. I
Right.
did everything solo because I
Radon.
find that more fun. Yeah, like I do that with Monster Hunter as well. Like I fight the monsters first on my own, and then I do multiplayer. Like I find it easier when the bosses are not switching targets all the time.
Mhm.
It makes me not understand their attacks that well. So like the people that come in, they'll be like, oh, tip for this fight, summon this character, and I'd be like, God, how do I tell them that I'm not doing that without sounding like a sweaty gamer? Like, another boss that I really liked was Mug. That fight was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
He's dying.
I'm sorry. I just I
Smilky,
can't let...
you've killed him.
Wait, hello? Am I dying?
I also fat rolled through the whole game. Hello,
Yeah,
are you
you're-
dead?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. You're
Okay.
good.
Hi,
Okay.
Johnny.
Laughing.
Okay.
Hi, Tapped.
Hi.
Okay.
I've been having
Hi,
a couple
you
internet
alive?
hiccups during this. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good.
Don't worry, that's what the VOD is for.
Yeah.
That is what the VOD is for.
Johnny, quick.
Last we
Next
heard,
question.
you were
Next question.
dying at sweaty gamers.
What do you mean? You were asking about Elden Ring.
Elden
boss.
Ring bosses, yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought Mug
Hard
was
game.
very cool. Pretty much any of the Remembrance bosses were really cool. Like the major bosses. I mean, all of them were very, very cool.
Oh yeah, the ones that give you the, yeah. Mug. I really liked Mug just for how aggressive he is. Like in his second phase, he just doesn't leave you alone,
Mhm.
which probably says something about me that I don't really want to analyze. But it was very fun.
Oh no, did we lose him again?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
YG.
I'm here.
I should
I'm here.
stop saying something that
No.
makes him laugh. Okay.
Okay. You just,
No,
it just
I'm here, I
suddenly
promise.
Cut out so suddenly we were like, oh.
No, I'm just
Okay.
trying to see if I can get my
This is
internet to
what-
stabilize. It's being funky. But I guess just kind of moving
Because
on.
it's an Elden Ring question. I was like,
Yeah.
don't pass this to me.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
I'm gonna move on to the next question in case I die, so Johnny can kind of carry the conversation a bit. Is there any game,
Okay.
this year that you're excited for or you're wanting to get announced? So like, for example, I'm really wanting a Sly Cooper remaster. Sony. But I don't think I'm ever gonna get that.
That would be neat. Shout out to the furries.
Yo, welcome to the Furcast.
I mean, you're not wrong. It was someone's awakening.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Easy question. Monster Hunter.
Oh, that's true.
All day, every day.
That's a
I
good
want wilds now, please. Capcom, please. Now, please. That would be nice.
When does Wild come out? Next month?
At the end of February, so it's super soon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this where I get to geek out about Monster Hunter while you fix your internet?
Yeah, do it.
So, Smilky, I need to know if you had to pick one weapon choice, of course. What do you
Great
rock
sword.
with? Greatsword? Okay.
Easy.
I respect it.
Just like Elden Ring, I want the biggest weapon available. Just
That's
one of my
valid.
favorite tropes. Yeah, one of my favorite character tropes is a little guy with big weapon, like Amy Rose, Tinkerton in Pokemon, just all that stuff. I want the small person with the massive weapon.
I love it.
So yeah, I'll pick Greatsword for that.
I am a switch axe. I just love.
Oh yeah,
Give me a sword. Give me an axe. Give me everything.
yeah, and the
Let me
sword,
pick
like when you
fire.
go into, I do like switch axe for the sword mod because it's just so, it's like Greatsword but fast. It's neat. I really like it.
Now I will say, because you've played the last two installments of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Besides World, and I'm blanking on the most recent game,
Rise.
Rise. Did one boss or at least monster stick out to you more than the others?
Yeah. Wait, from those two games specifically?
Or just in general, I'll say.
Okay, in general, Volvidon, I hate you.
Oh my god.
It's such a, like, it's a throwaway monster, right? Like, it's just a little guy, supposed to be really easy, For some reason, every game I've ever fought Volvidon in, I just struggle so hard. There's something about the way that it moves that just doesn't go well with my play style. And it farts on you. It's just a
It
sad time all
farts?
around. I
It
hate
rips
it.
ass.
Yes.
It
does.
rips ass, and it leaves you with a status effect called Stinky, and you can't use items except deodorant that you can use to unstink. And it's got a massive tongue, and it paralyzes you.
Yeah.
It's just and it's a Bakugan. Like it turns into a Bakugan ball. It's not good. I mean, it
I
is
have
good,
not
but I don't
heard
like
the
it.
term
But I do.
Bakugan in so long.
Well, that's what it does, right? Because it's like an armadillo. It can roll up into a
Oh,
ball and it turns into a little guy. So it's like a Bakugan,
I
yeah.
pulled up a picture. Yeah, he is just an armadillo, maybe a pangolin sort
Yep,
of looking
he
thing.
sure is. Yeah, sort of around all them. But my favorite one, monster I do love, and I'm very sad was not brought back in Rise, is Brachydios. I love my husband. I love his
That-
big, punchy fists.
True. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
I can't. Rolo, my partner, was always like, "I'll get back into Rise eventually." Just like, I really hope they add Brachydios in an update. And I was like, "Don't be stupid." Like, he's one of, like he's one of like the fan favorites. They're not gonna not add him in. He'll come in like a late one at the end to get people excited. Nope, never got added. I was really surprised about that. If he's not in Wilds, I'll be sad.
Yeah, I think, especially off the success of the last two games, I feel like you have to roll with fan favorites, and
Mhm.
of course, introducing new monsters, because why not?
Yeah, and like bringing in fan favorites for Wilds, like they can do it in new ways as well, just for like how this game like works. Like Kutku is a returning monster, and when you fight it in Wilds, it's a horde monster, so you don't just fight one of them, you fight like 5 on an apex at the same time. Like I don't know, there's just new ways that they can bring back old ones. So I do want a lot of new monsters, but I'd be happy with a lot of returning ones that are just like twists on how they've always worked before.
And hey, gamers, get ready to check that out. It's coming out year. I could be
Mhm.
wrong.
It's February 20 something. I can't remember the date. It's like 27th, something like
Yeah,
that.
so next month.
Yeah, super soon. I think they're doing another closed beta at the start of February, but they do have a new monster to fight. They've added Gypsaros, which is another
Oh,
returning one. But all of the weapon changes and stuff are all the same as the first beta because they haven't had the chance to implement them yet. So I'm not super excited for the beta again because it is kind of just going to be the same one as before. But I'm looking forward to the full game when I can try all the changes they've added.
I fully agree because I know you and I are going to be two individuals who will be picking it up
Mhm.
regardless. So it's like,
Oh
man,
yeah, for
this-
sure.
This is still for the people who, if they want to try out Monster Hunter for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. It's for
Agree.
people that didn't get to try the first beta.
I will have to sadly say, as much as people keep trying to convince me to play it, I probably won't because I am speed above all things.
Speed.
I want
Speed.
to hit thing fast and watch number go up quickly. And
Understandable.
that is
That's
not
fair.
what
Bunny
Monster
go
Hunter
new.
do.
Yeah.
Go
The
But
closest you
I-
get to speed is dual blades, and even then, compared to
Yeah.
like fast character action games, it's nowhere near as fast as those.
No.
So that makes total sense.
Even if
But I
you're
will
like,
enjoy
a high
watching
level.
others.
So I will
It's an
say,
activation.
let me see. So we joked about this beforehand. Smokey, if you're comfortable to share where you're currently residing, feel free. Chat. I will say though, I can eliminate Australia as that.
I'm in.
So I believe 2 out of 3 of our guests are in the UK, Tart. If that's correct.
Yes.
On injuries as well.
Our other UK
Okay.
guest was Ninja.
Rachel is from. Yeah, who is from America?
Yes.
Woo, I guess, for those who are crazy.
Uh,
we're not a great country. Is there any place you would recommend visiting or traveling to in the UK if you've traveled there before?
Oh,
If you're
okay.
in the middle of travel.
Yeah. So I haven't like traveled too much. Like I know the UK is small, but even then I've never left England. Um I've never been overseas either or anything like that. But I've been to a couple places. I'd probably just recommend it's like it's a little seaside town, Scarborough. It's just I don't know. It's where I always went like on holiday with my parents, and I've been with Rollo a few times, and it's just like a really comfy little seaside town.
Aw.
Pretty much everything you would expect from a little British seaside town, really. You know, fish and chips, like amusements, yeah, just stuff like that. A little beach that you can go on, which is like every beach in the UK is a sad beach. We don't have any good ones, but you know, you can still put a towel down and splash in the water a little bit if you want.
It's still a good time sometimes. I
So
get
Have
it.
any of you been to the UK before?
I have not.
have not.
No.
I have never
I
been
think
outside of
it
the
is
US.
something like I think. I believe that would be something we would want to do down the road. At least speaking personally,
Am
I
I-
would like to do.
Am I
Borfin
the
Boys
only
World
one
Tour.
here? Am I the only one here who's been outside of our home country?
Possibly.
One, do you want to share where you have visited it?
I have visited it. Well, I'm a military brat, so it was against my will.
That's fair.
So, yeah. But I did get to go to Japan
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at you.
for 3.5 years, and it was great because I was in middle school. So I
Aw.
had no obligations, so I just got to explore.
That is honestly incredible. I'll push this question at Tart. Tart, comes from a military family. Did her dad do anything in the military? or-
Johnny, would you believe
aware of?
her dad is a Marine?
My dad, the Marine.
Yeah.
The Space Marine.
The
So,
Space Marine.
Tart, do you want to tell?
Holy shit!
There's,
I played
okay,
that game.
Bun and I have a bit of
Ironic,
an
actually.
inside
That is
joke.
fucking hilarious.
So Bun and I are in a relationship, as some of you might know. And the very first
I didn't
time
know.
I met, Bun's parents, her dad told me no less than a dozen times, or at least referenced that he was a Marine during maybe an hour-long lunch that we had, an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Just like
that sounds about right.
when
for
I was in
anyone
the
that I've ever
Corps,
known
or
in the
I'm a
military.
Marine, like just no less than a
Yeah.
dozen times. So Bun and I every now
Holy
and again will
shit.
be like, "Your dad, the Marine," or
The
"Did you
Marine.
know your dad's
Did
a
you know
Marine?"
my dad was a Marine.
I do that with my granddad because he always says, "Well, when I was in the forces, like, oh, when I was," in... and I'm just,
You
What
were
is
in
it-
the force?
yeah, like, oh my god, when?
But I find it very funny, Smilky, that you said the Space Marine because my dad does actually build spaceships.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
Space
works for a company
Force.
that works for NASA. Yeah, so
Oh,
he literally
neat.
works for Space Force, so he's literally a Space Marine.
Pretty neat. Hell yeah.
He is a very, very cool individual who I one day would hope to meet, even though I don't know how many times I'd hear about him being a Marine, being like,
Probably
"Sir,
less than me.
Sir, I know, but I would still find it funny. It's like, did you know I served in the military? I was a Marine. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware, sir.
I mean, I
What? Really?
serve, but I don't make a big deal about it, you know?
Yeah.
That's true. You do serve every
Yeah.
day, Smilky.
Yes, Smilky, you're
know,
late
what's-
for your shift. You're
Yeah.
you're serving shift.
Serving for my country, serving cunt. I mean, what is the difference, really?
And I
Country.
guess while I'm
Yeah, my country.
while I'm thinking about it before I forget, what is a place you want to visit, Smilky?
I'd really like to visit Canada.
Oh, good
just
place, good place.
yeah, just for like lakes and stuff like that. I know there's a lot of nice scenic places to go and visit in Canada. Yeah, I'd like that. Mainly because I wouldn't have to learn a new language, and I wouldn't have to put any effort into speaking another language.
That
Like,
is
you know, I
fair.
could say, wow, I love to go to Japan, but
That is one of the glorious things about Japan. Most Japanese people know how to speak just enough English to
Yeah.
get by.
I have heard that, but I really do think that if I was in a country where the majority of like people, just like pedestrians and stuff, speak another language, I think I would freak out. I don't think I would
That's
like, not even just
valid.
Japanese, like any
Yeah.
language. I would feel so isolated and just I don't know if I could cope with it. I'm a very
can
anxious
confirm
person.
this. I
I
can confirm this because I got lost one time. I went
Oh shit.
outside of the base with a friend and she left me
Oh no.
and I was stuck by in a small rural area, maybe like 2-3 miles from the base. And it took a really old Japanese lady to help me find my way back to the base. She also gave me money.
Oh my god.
how much money?
That
So,
yeah.
I don't remember how much money she gave me. I was more worried about getting home than the fact that she gave me money. I'm pretty sure I spent it on the fucking vending machine. Warm vending machine milk tea.
Ugh.
Aw.
like a small little gotcha. It's like, haha. Anyways,
Kinda, yeah,
where's
but yeah.
home again?
Yeah.
She just pointed a direction, and then I saw this gotcha machine. I just help.
Oh my god,
Please?
those vending machines in Japan though that just give out pizza. Have y'all seen those?
I
have.
what?
I love those things.
Yeah, fucked up. And it's supposed to be like pretty nice as well, which is wild.
And pizza machines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's like ones that just give you full fucking meals.
Mhm.
Oh my god, what is? Oh, this is so cool. Someone take over. I have to do some research real quick.
Well, I guess me while we're still on the topic, me and my friends before my game last night were talking about like flavors of like Oreos and Kit Kats. What's your favorite flavor of Oreo and or Kit Kat
Or candy.
Oh.
In general.
or candy? in
Yeah.
general,
So Oreos, we don't get like a lot of the fancy flavors in the UK. We get like regular, obviously, birthday cake, and like fudge brownie ones that are just like chocolate cream instead of white cream. But I really like the birthday cake ones because they do actually taste like a birthday cake I used to have as a kid. So I get a lot of nostalgia eating those.
Oh.
Kit Kats, I love the cookies and cream Kit Kats.
Yes.
They're like like half chocolate, half white on the bottom. Like, oh my god, they're so good. I love those. Favorite like candy though in general. There's this chocolate you can get. I'd be surprised if they were in the US because I think they're just barely in the UK. They're called Reasons. I think it's Reisen. And it's just like toffee, but with a layer of dark chocolate around it. That doesn't taste like dark chocolate, to be
Ooh.
fair. Yeah,
That
me and my
sounds
mum
good.
used to like after school as a kid, my mum would take me to the post office to get a pack of Pokemon stickers, and we'd get a packet of Reasons to share on the way home as well.
Oh.
And I love
I
them.
actually have seen these.
Oh,
They're
really?
extremely rare, and I really only see them in like hole-in-the-wall stores that
Yeah.
you find.
Yeah, I can imagine. They're really good though.
Usually Mexican places have them.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I don't know
Well,
why.
If you haven't tried them and you get the chance to, let me know what you think. I would like to know.
I'm gonna do some exploring. I'm gonna do some scavenger hunting, trying to find them.
Yeah,
Some dog hunting. I don't know.
some sniffing.
Some
Sniff them out. Yeah.
Sniffa, chat sniffa.
chat sniffer.
Go right now.
Tart sniff.
Chat,
Tart
do we
sniff.
have any more questions for our esteemed guest before we send you silly beans on our way?
Or
there any
Smilky,
other-
do you have any questions for us?
This is true.
Do you have any fun
Um,
Borfin Boys questions that have been plaguing your mind for the last however long?
well, I guess the obvious question: when, the Borfin Boys? When was that? How did
Oh my
how
god.
did how
okay.
did the Borfin Boys come together, so to speak?
I love this story. Do you want me to tell it, buddy? Or,
Yeah. It's probably your turn anyway.
Okay, so this was a chance. This is like a shot in the dark thing. I really wanted to play Dead Space 3. I didn't want to play it alone because I heard it was like a really bad game.
It's a pretty bad
So
game.
I put out on Twitter, I was like, hey, I'm looking for someone to play Dead Space 3 with, and I honestly, with Heart, I don't think we really interacted that much up to that point. Maybe like
We
stuff on Twitter
knew
or, like,
each other, but we
exchange
hadn't really
comments.
like communicated at all. Like I knew you.
Yeah, but we didn't really like know each other was the thing. And I think we messaged each other after you agreed to a tweet about, hey, let's do this. And then we start to play Dead Space 3, and I will openly say I was nervous because I have never played games with you before. It's
Mhm.
like the biggest thing. And Dead Space 3 has a very like interesting opening where like shit hits the fan and everything goes wrong. And the moment I knew the Borfin Boys were gonna work is we're laughing, we're cackling about an opening scene that is very serious. And it is a scene where a gentleman in the U.S. military unfortunately unalives himself in front of us. And all you can hear is just us losing our minds laughing about the entire scenario. And from that point on until now, almost every Friday for over 2 years now, we've been streaming together.
The rest
And
is
the
history.
Borfin Boys' namesake, though, the Borfin, yeah, for the rest is history. The Borfin Boys' namesake is, I was like, Borfin. I believe that was you with Borfin. And I threw in Boys, which is Boys originally. But I was like, Bois is, you know, it can be anyone.
It's more
Because
inclusive.
again, gender is a concept. It's the biggest
Correct.
thing. And so I was like, hey, everyone can be a Borfin boy if they want to be a Borfin boy. I.e., you know, Smilky is the best example here. Because you're pretty much the honorary Borfin boy. Mostly because I believe you referenced the Borfin Boys, and it was surprised us the most. It's like, oh my god, Smilky knows what the Borfin Boys are.
It's true.
Smilky
It's
knows
true.
us.
Which
That was-
made me feel, and I believe it was with you as well, it
That
made
was
us
such
feel
a
like, oh my god,
feel-good
we're
moment
actually...
for the both of us. It's just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he knows the Smilkyshake.
Yeah.
Why would they not know the Borfin Boys?
Well,
Like,
listen, we were very small at that point, and we're like, it was like, no one knows kind of who we are, and it was
They
just
thought
like,
they were
let's-
babies.
we still kind of are babies.
I
but
feel
in
like
a way.
I feel like one of like a skill that I have. I don't have many, but one of the skills I have is I'm very like what's the word? I'm very like tuned into people, I guess. Like I really listen and
Empathetic.
pay attention. Yeah, kinda, yeah. Like you know, if I know like hear something about someone or like know someone like in passing, you know, they tend to like stick in my mind. And like get memories attached to them. Like every now and then, like in chat, you know, someone will come in and I'll be like, oh, how was this thing that was been happening? And they'll be like, when did I tell you this? Like someone came in once and I was like, oh my god, hi, like have you had the baby now? Like how is it like being a mum? And they were like, how did you I told you I was pregnant like 7 months ago. Like how did you know? And I was like, I don't know how I know, I just do.
It's gonna turn out Smilky is some sort of like black market like information dealer. We just never knew.
Yeah. I don't know, I just feel like I'm quite attentive and just really soak in information about people. So yeah, I've always kind of just like ever since meeting you, I've always like known that you both just did things I don't know.
We sure do things.
He's just done things at least once or twice.
You know, on occasion we tend to do things.
Like
Mhm.
sick blowies.
But
Also,
no.
I do get everywhere. If anyone streams, I
do.
wouldn't recommend looking at your viewer list, but if you ever do, I probably will be there because I have
Smilky
like
has eyes everywhere.
I have 4 or 5 streams on all the time. Like whenever Rollo comes in, and like he's like, "Can I use your computer for a minute?" And I give him my headphones. He's just like, "What the fuck's going on?"
I am
different
so
people talking.
overstimulated.
Yeah, like 4 people talking, a YouTube video, some music on Spotify, and the game. And I'm just like, it's so peaceful.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And then you stop and you're like, why do I feel like crying?
Yep. Silence is so loud.
Why is it so quiet?
Yeah.
But I believe, Tart, if that's okay with you, is that where we want to put a pin in it?
Yeah. What the last question?
Oh, no, do we lose them again? Okay.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. Hold on,
Buddy.
hold on.
We're
Oh,
on
no.
a serious delay from
Find out next
the
time.
Borf.
Hey,
Hello.
buddy.
Hello.
Oh,
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm
chat.
holding. Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you
Hey,
hear
buddy.
us?
Yes, I can hear y'all.
Buddy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
It was just like a 3-second delay between your responses
He's-
for a little bit there.
He's really trying to hit that hour-and-a-half mark. It's
I
fine.
am. So, 2 questions. One of them, these 2 are always how we end this podcast with our friends. The first one, and I feel like the answer is, looking at them
Okay.
all, probably a little obvious. If you were a type of dog, what would you be? And why?
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, true. I am a sheep right now, but I'd be one of those bull terriers. You know, the ones that like
Oh,
their head is just one shape, like they don't have a
chunky.
yeah, like their snouts just like don't have a dip. It's like head to nose, just a slope. I'd be one of those just because I think they're so fucking cute.
Squishy, chunky boy.
I love
yeah,
it.
they're so
I love
cute.
it.
I
Everyone
love
everyone
them.
thinks they're ugly and scary, but I just think they're silly.
People think they're scary. And then again, people thought my Yorkie was scary. So
Oh my god, Yorkshire Terrier! I'm from Yorkshire. Maybe I know your dog.
Oh shit!
you were at his funeral.
Oh shit! Oh my god, I'm dead too.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
it was
we have to
perfect.
find out. We're all actually dead here.
If it's any consolation, my dog is dead as well.
I think it is. You Smilky.
Butterscotch, no!
Sorry. Sorry.
No. Oh god. Oh, my chest hurts.
The last
The other
question is a pretty simple one. Where can people find you?
Oh, I have everything all in one place. Smilkyshake.com will get you everywhere. You can also do smilkyshake.com/discord, smilkyshake.com/merch, smilkyshake.com/ maybe I only have those 2 set up, I don't know. But yeah, just smilkyshake.com. Everything is there. Also, Peto mentioned about model inspirations. Limalicious. I studied her model super hard, and I love her model a lot. I think
Great.
everyone
She's great.
loves her model, but for good reason. It's just, yeah, great.
We've
It's
also referenced them before. Buff Pup.
Oh, Buff Pub. I've not actually watched Buff Pub, but I do know a lot of people that really enjoy them.
Love me some buff pup.
Funny dog.
Not just because I'm a furry.
But thank you guys
Buddy,
for
it's time
joining
your,
us.
Your
Your
classic sign off.
Yeah.
Your classic sign off.
Thank you,
Don't forget it
everyone,
this time.
for coming on to this episode of the Borfin Boys Dogcast. Milky, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been really
Yeah.
fun. I'm glad you asked me to do it.
We had a
This
very
isn't your classic
we had a bit of a time trying to get this set up, which is why
This
it's
isn't
been
you.
Yep.
so
But it's
You're-
fine because when I'm back on next year, it'll go smoother, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be guest 101.
Slash
Yep.
ban Smil.
the
Now,
rebar him.
I have a really funny idea for a raid target because we were talking about it earlier. Do you want to raid Matto? My
can raid
original
Matto.
raid train target, who I didn't get to raid into.
Do you want the Pride Train red message?
Please.
Yeah.
let me see if I can. I think I've still got the channel hidden in Discord.
Oh, excellent.
Just watch Matto panic. Like, was that supposed to happen again?
Yeah. Oh shit! Give me a sec. Is it? I don't know if we ever had like an actual raid message set up. I think someone used one and then just copied that the whole time. Trying to see if there's like anyone that put it in the chat at some point. Maybe we'll just have to use your usual message. I can't find it.
That's totally fine. Alrighty. Gamers, thank you for coming on by. Gonna send y'all over to Matto. What is our raid message today going to be?
Good question. I don't know.
Do you want one?
I'm not gonna say what mine was. I'll type it, but I'm not gonna say it.
You know what, Smokey? You're the guest today. What is the raid
Yeah.
message?
Okay, let me put it in chat for you.
Okay.
Take a look at what Bun was gonna say, and I'll read it aloud. If it makes me feel better, my dog is dead too.
Oh, there we go.
No.
Perfect. Perfect.
Makes you feel bad. My dog is. Oh my god. I shouldn't ever say anything here.
All right, chat. Go show Matto some love. We'll have another episode of the Dogcast soon. Thank you all for joining us. We love you all so very much. And remember, as always, Black Lives Matter. Trans rights are human rights. You are loved. You are valid. And if no one's told you today, you fucking matter. We love you all. You fucking Matto. Actually, no, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Anyways, bye.
Don't say that. No. Bye.